Hey guys, this is Teacher Mark, and I want to give you another tip for you new teachers that are starting out. Uh, in the teacher portal, there is a way to access workshops, and these are workshops ranging from all kinds of different uh, classroom functions to being able to uh, interact better with VIPKID community. And I have found these workshops to be extremely useful. I'm not a professional teacher. I know a lot of VIPKID teachers are brick and mortar teachers. I'm not. Um, I consider myself to be a fairly decent teacher. When I've had to teach something to youth groups at church or whatever, I feel like I do okay. But there's some nuances to teaching in an online classroom that were a struggle for me at the beginning. Um, some of the workshops that I've taken to help me out, one was classroom discipline. So if you have a child that is getting out of line, and that can mean a whole bunch of different things. I've had students like cover up the camera on me. I've had students flip the camera just up towards the ceiling so I couldn't see them. I've had students uh, they scribble on the screen, and apparently there is a way to turn that off, but you can only figure it out if you can read Chinese when you right click in the window. Uh, yeah, that's kind of tricky. So I've had some genuine challenges with kids during class. So I took this workshop and they gave me some great feedback, some things I hadn't considered. Like if a child is out of line, it's either because, well, there's a lot of reasons. It can either be too tired or overworked from school and extracurricular activities, or it can be because the material is too hard for them, so they just like tune out because all they hear is like Charlie Brown, or the material is too basic and they're just bored out of their mind. So I took these tips from this workshop and I went and I applied it to a few of the older boys that I was teaching, like 9, 10, 11. I found that sometimes those boys can be really squirmy and they just like tune out and they don't care and they'll scribble on the screen, and I wasn't sure what to do. So uh, I took a class. So shortly after the workshop, I had a class with a child that was really unruly the first time I taught him, and I didn't know what to do. So I thought maybe he's bored, and I came up with some things to do during class, and like to read his sight words, and I timed him to see how fast he could read them. He like dialed in, and I came up with some other exercises outside of what was in the slides to challenge him more, and he was like dialed in and he got everything. He understood it. He was just bored. And his English wasn't far enough ahead to be able to like advance a level, but cognitively, like he's an older boy. He's not like a 6 or 7 year old. He was, I think this one was 11. He needed to be challenged in a way that he could understand with his English skills, but that would still challenge him mentally. And after that happened, I did it with a bunch of boys that were really kind of squirmy, and it turned out to be a lot of the same thing. Is that the older boys that are in higher level 2, it's really basic concepts, but their English isn't far enough ahead to move to like level 3. Like, well, higher level 2 or lower level 3, I found. And so I come up with some exercises, and it's worked like a charm with all of them. Those darn boys, they weren't unruly, they were just smart. So I had to figure out how to adjust to that. So anyway, that was a workshop that helped me out a lot. And some of you, like if you're a brick and mortar teacher watching this, you're probably like, duh, that's of course that's what it is. But I didn't know that. So that workshop helped me out a lot. Some other things that I've had trouble with that I've taken classes on. One was pacing, where I go long. I go long sometimes when it's smart kids that I click with, because I'll extend and I'll talk about them and find out what's going on, and then I end up going over. And so that pacing thing has helped me dial back in. TPR, I'm not really great with TPR. I'm getting better as I'm coming up with motions for different words and stuff. But that was a great class to take. New teacher workshop. So most of the workshops are an hour long. This one is an hour and a half, the new teacher workshop. But it goes over all kinds of basic stuff. It goes over the teacher portal and the layout and where you can find, if you want to try for additional certifications, if you want to check how many tokens you have, if you want to different things, where to find the different parts to set up your times, and uh, where to see your classes and where to see your bookings. They go over tech issues, reminders of different things to, how does your lighting look, and if you're in the class and you're set up with everything, the at least in the class I participated in, the instructor looked at a couple of people's, and teaching, classrooms, and told them, what was good, what wasn't, and so that's really helpful. If you have questions about what you're doing, you can get some feedback there. And then another workshop I took was marketing yourself. They talked about setting up your video. They talked about setting up your profile, like the text in your profile. They talked about the pictures that you take, because you have your main profile picture, and then you have can't remember what they call them, but just like personality pictures to just kind of show you doing what you do and what you enjoy doing. And so that was a great class too. There are a few others I want to sign up to take, but if you are starting out, I highly recommend checking out some of these workshops. I think they can really help you get a leg up on how to be effective in the classroom, and especially as you figure out some of your weak points. Once you've taught 3 or 4 classes, you can kind of get a feel for what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And so I think they're a really valuable resource that they put out for us. So I hope that helps you get set up and get started teaching more and get more clients. Take care.